Hey folks, Kele Kestrel here. One of my favorite things to do is to fly around the entire state, teaching people everything there is to know about various birds of prey and migration and all sorts of cool information like that. So that usually involves flying up here to visit my pals at Braddock Bay Raptor Research. So I figure while I'm up here today, why not get one of our experts to come on and tell us everything she knows about Braddock Bay and what we do. So here with me today is Barb French. Yay!
Thank you, Kele. Glad to be here.
Well, thank you for coming. Alright, so why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what we do up here at Braddock Bay?
Well, I'm a licensed hawk bander, which means I have federal and state licenses to safely capture hawks. We take their measurements, we assess their health, and we give them a leg band, which is a federal numbered band that we put onto their legs. That's why it's called a leg band. But we'll talk a little bit more about the actual process of leg banding a little bit later.
Gotcha. Alright, so what sort of activities can the public get involved in up here at Braddock Bay?
Well, in the spring we have our big migration, and that starts in March and it goes through the end of May, and people can come up to our hawk watch where we have a paid hawk counter who watches the sky all day long and counts all the different types of hawks that come through, which is a very hard job. You really have to learn a lot about hawks to do that one. But anyone can come and watch the hawks with them and learn about them. We have scopes up there that people can see the birds. We have hawk banding here at Braddock Bay Main Blind, which is a very special place because as far as we know, this is the only publicly accessible hawk blind in North America. It's the only one where people can come without an appointment and see what we're doing as long as a bander is here. So we run that usually through the middle of March through the end of May, and we also run it in August and September for catching red-tailed hawks. I mean, Braddock Bay does all kinds of things beyond that. We teach people how to spot owls in the owl woods in the spring. We go to all kinds of festivals and outreach, and we have our big bird of prey days in April where we have all kinds of activities, and people can also see birds up close, which is really cool.
Trust me on that one, it is really cool. So you mentioned teaching people, so like how can the public get involved up here at Braddock Bay?
Well, there's a lot of different things you can do. You don't have to do something quite as involved as becoming a licensed hawk bander. What I do takes several years to learn how to do because you have to be here an awful lot. But people can get involved with the hawk watch, they can get involved with leading people in owl prowls. We have classes right at the beginning of the year, usually running from February to April, where people can learn how to become a raptor educator. You don't have to be an ornithologist. I mean, I'm a computer geek. I didn't start out as a bird expert. I learned it all here. But there's all kinds of things that people can do. They can just sign up and we'll find work for them, that's for sure. As long as you love birds, you're welcome to come here.
So where should they go to sign up?
We have a website, which is BBRR, stands for Braddock Bay Raptor Research.org, and there's all kinds of information there about the classes, about volunteering, about the activities that we're doing. You can find everything there. We have a Facebook page, we have a Twitter feed, we got all kinds of ways for people to contact us.
We're also on Facebook. I'm on 2 different pages, so we'll post links below. Alright, so one last question before we go on to our next subject. So how important is the work that you do here at Braddock Bay?
Oh, it's incredibly important. This is one of the biggest spring migration sites in North America. The reason for that is we're very close to Lake Ontario. We're located right in the middle of the lake. So you got Buffalo, you got Rochester, and then you got Syracuse on the other end. So we're right in the middle. To hawks, the lake is a big wall. They can't cross it because hawks need to glide on the nice warm air and the thermal updrafts and everything. It conserves energy. They don't just flap. If you watch them in the air, they're gliding. I mean, they may flap a little bit, but mostly they're gliding and soaring. And the lake is a big, cold, dead spot to them. They can't ride any of those warm updrafts there because there aren't any, so they have to go around. And Braddock Bay is on a little bit of a projection into the lake, so they kind of get caught here. So that's why we have all these hawks here. And so we get an incredible number of hawks here in the spring. We're averaging on our hawk watches about 50,000 hawks that we're seeing every spring. And a lot of people don't even know that it exists here. That's why we have the banding stations here too. We actually have more than one, but those are private stations because they're really small, not too many people would fit in them. And so that's why we're here, and that's why, because we get such a concentration of birds, we can study a lot more of them.
That is incredible. All right, folks, you heard it here first. That's everything you need to know about Braddock Bay and the kind of awesome work that we do. Stay tuned for our next video. We'll give you a bird's eye view, a little bit more on the type of research we do. See you next time.